Hi, it's me, Jacqueline. Welcome to my channel. If you are new to the channel, then please subscribe to my channel and join me at Patreon. Link in the description. The last part of my transformation was a bracelet, a Powerpuff Girls watch, and a charm bracelet that seemed somewhat familiar. I knew I'd seen it somewhere, but at that moment, I couldn't remember where. Kat returned with a plastic bag, looked at me and exclaimed, "Charlie, you are too pretty, you know." She took some items out of the bag, and I got scared all over again. Kat took out a pair of cuffs from the bag and explained, "These are leather locking cuffs, with a lamb's wool lining on the inside. The chain between is about 8 inches long. You will not be able to run, just walk. And you want. I want to put these on you to make you take toddler steps," she replied. Reluctantly, I gave my assent, and she bent to the task at hand. First the left ankle, the ka-chink of the lock fastening, then the right ankle and another ka-chink. She then made sure that the cuffs were tight and wouldn't slide. Because of the 6-inch long tube covering the chain, I would have to lift my foot, move it forward, put it down and repeat on the other side, just like a baby when it first starts to walk. "All set, Tina," Kat said. "Let's get our little girl to her festivities." "Now you'll see," Tina stated. "You're going to a party, little one." I didn't know which was worse, wearing this dress and diaper, or her constant references to a little one. The last items were a bonnet, a pair of baby reins, and a coat. The coat had me worried that I would be going out somewhere to be shown off to other young girls. Tina held the reins, Kat went in front to guide me, and the three of us made it down the stairs to the first floor, then moved down the hallway to the basement stairs. Phew, we were staying in the apartments. That was a big relief. As we descended the stairs to the basement, I could make out the conversation of other occupants of the apartment. As we entered the common room, Tina cried out, "Here she is." "Oh, isn't she just the cutest little doll?" come from one girl. "She's so adorable," said another. "What's her name, Tina?" still another inquired. Kat stated, "We don't have one yet." Elaine, from her seat on a sofa, called out, "Come on over and sit on Aunt Ellie's lap, while they get a pretty name for such a lovely young lady." Well, I was led me over to Elaine, and she helped me up onto her lap and wrapped 2 strong arms around me. I looked around at all the excited girls crowding around me and estimated the count at 15, more than the apartment house could hold. Elaine's name suggestion was Amber. Betty, Melissa, June, and April followed in quick order. "How about Melody?" Kat said. "After all, she is a pretty girl." I must have agreed to Melody, as I had the coat removed, the bonnet taken off, and a very frilly apron put on me. My quizzical look was answered with, "That's to protect your pretty frillies, sweetheart." 5 boxes of extra-large pizzas were brought in to kick off the bash, followed by a CD player, some boxes of cookies, and other treats. Kat said loudly, "Let the good times roll." A multi-disc CD player was started up and old-time swing music filled the room. I wanted to dance, but with the chains. "Tina," I said plaintively, "please take these things off," pointing at my ankles. "Sure, as long as I get the first dance." While my partner held the end of my reins, we were soon dancing closely to some very old-fashioned band music. It was while dancing with Tina that she informed me, "You see, Charlie, we wanted to invite you to our parties, but, well, you're a male, and we thought you might feel out of place among all us girls. We, in turn, would have felt bad about excluding you from our girly conversations and didn't want you to feel slighted." "Oh, as a girl, I would fit in better, right?" I guessed, "and a little one, well, she would learn from the older girls." "Right, because you would be learning what it means to be a woman," Tina said as we finished our dance. I also noticed that Tina liked to lead. In time, I danced with Auntie Joan, Auntie Dawn, and the rest of my aunts for the day. I sat on the lap of every girl there, had pictures taken with quite a few, and was hand-fed enough pizza, cake, ice cream, and chocolate chip cookies to last a lifetime. Luckily, the diaper remained unused. While sitting on Kat's lap, I was given soda in an oversized baby's bottle. She held the bottle, cradled me as I drank from the bottle, my head resting comfortably against her. I was aware of the cameras, but didn't give a hoot. I was damn happy. Odd, I thought. Here I am in little girl's clothes, wearing a diaper, and I never felt happier. Why? I felt a peacefulness inside that I've never knew, as if some inner turmoil has been resolved. Maybe Kat has some answer. I found Kat, and we went to the relatively quiet laundry room to talk, chasing out two girls who were kissing in the process. I asked, Kat, I have this strange feeling inside me. No, not gas. It's like some kind truce has taken place. That's about the best I can do. Charlie, Kat began, you were trying too hard to be what you thought you should be as a man. You're not trying now. There's no pretense. The girly thing sort of stripped away a layer of masculinity you burdened yourself with. Does that mean you don't regard me as a man? I asked, fearing the answer. I liked girls, all of them. Would it mean they thought less of me now? Melody, Charlie, those are just names. Male and female, too. You are a very nice person. One I really would like to know. She replied, you're judging yourself by how much of a man you are, not what kind. But the clothes, I kinda protested. Charlie, what kind of clothing would a doting, loving mother put on a sweet, adorable little girl, one that she loves very much? Tina stuck her head in the doorway, looked around, spotted us, and said, Charlie, come on back. We've a game we want to play. What kind of game? I queried as we walked back. A fun one, but first, I want you to trust me, okay? Why was the first thing that came into my head. What game is she going to play? So I asked, this game, what's it all about? What are you going to do? Reasonable enough question, Melody, Tina said. I'm going to tie you down to a chair, and each girl here will give you a kiss on the lips, and you have to guess who it is. Now for each wrong guess, you will be spanked one time. We'll do that after all have kissed you. Whoa, I cried. There are a few ladies here that I don't know, so how can I guess who they are? You'll be given 5 choices. Fair enough? We entered the room, and in the center I saw the back of a very stout armless chair, ropes arrayed on each side. I almost said, no way, Jose, but I had gone this far. I guess it won't be too bad, okay, Tina. I very fussily gathered up my petticoats and gently lowered myself onto the chair, slipping my hand behind me and down my skirts, like any prissy girl. I then adjusted the petticoats so they were as neat as any prim and proper girl would have them, put my hands in my lap, and waited for Auntie Tina. Well, it was ankles tied to chair legs, ropes around the chest, arms secured behind the chair, and more across the lap. I couldn't move at all. Tina placed a wad of cotton over each eye and secured it with a wrapping of cloth. Okay, Melody, here they come. The first was easy, Elaine. Her perfume gave her away. Next, Tina. She had this way of grinding when she kissed, like she was trying to wear you down. The next was hard. It was a gentle one, building up to a climax. Dawn, I guessed, not really having a clue. Right, Tina said. So it went. Some guesses were wrong, but most were right on the mark. Approximately halfway through came one that I had a lot of trouble with. Need a hint? Tina inquired. It would help. Okay. It's either Terry, Juliet, Joanne, Michelle, or Sam. My first 3 were wrong. Juliet, I grasped at a straw. Right, Tina replied as she removed the blindfold. What's going on, Tina? I didn't get them all yet. With the blinder removed, I looked into a face I never expected to see again. Juliet Farnham. Juliet what? Where? WH. Juliet had been my playmate and secret sweetheart, from kindergarten up to high school. The last I saw of her was when she went off to college with Bruce Kane, the school's star fullback. Now, I realized where I saw the charm bracelet. I had given it to Juliet on her 12th birthday. Oh, Charlie, I missed you so much, she said, tears falling from her luscious blue eyes onto her pretty cheeks as she hugged and kissed me repeatedly. I don't understand, Juliet. What happened to Flash? Juliet sighed, went quiet, then replied, we went to college and lived together for a while. He was going out for the football team. You know, he had a really big ego. He thought they would fall all over themselves trying to sign him up. They stuck him on the 3rd team, and he almost went ballistic. One day, after practice, he stopped in a bar on his way back to me, had too many drinks, and at home, for hours late, started yelling about me not having dinner ready for the master of the house. I told him to get out and he did. Now he's shacked up with some barmaid, giving her a hard time. I came here to get away from the bad memories and continue my education. I'm really sorry, Juliet, you deserved better. Well, look at the little pervert we've got. Does the whittle sissy snookums like swively undies? The shocking words filled me with dismay. I wasn't no damn sissy, and almost shouted out that fact. This is Melody, Miss Driscoll, Kat quickly said. I struggled to free myself. I never wanted anyone, most especially her, to see me like this. Whoa, sweetie. Let Auntie Tina and Auntie Elaine get those awful ropes off you. With 2 holding me and 2 working on the ropes, I was freed to face Ms. Driscoll. Kat took one arm, Elaine the other, and I was very reluctantly taken over to where Ms. Carol Driscoll had seated herself. Sit in my lap, sweetie, and I'll tell you a nice story, she sweetly said. I was extremely hesitant to accept her offer, so the 2 girls made up my mind for me. That's better, Carol purred. You make just about the prettiest little girl I've seen in a long time, Charlie. Now you are a strong person, and I know you are no sissy. You should be you, and not what someone else says you should be. Please, Charlie, Juliet said. I know you are a gentleman. Listen to what she has to say, okay? As I had nothing more to lose, I said, okay, I can do that. Miss Carol Driscoll was the scourge of local chauvinist politicians. She was a tiger when it came to women's rights and fought for every feminist view that came out, even the more unpopular ones. She sat on the board of directors of the college, 2 local companies, and was president of the local bank. She even managed to get the governor, Miss Janice Kincaid, elected to office by a very slim margin. Now he was sitting on the lap of this very powerful woman like an 8-year-old. Okay, Charlie. One day, I was snooping around your apartment. Yes, I admit I was snooping, happy, and I found some drawings or sketches of animals. Since they looked rather charming, I swiped them and sent copies off to a friend of mine at a children's book company. I showed the originals to Professor Carla Peters at the college. But why? I interrupted. All in good time, Melody. I really do love that name. It's so sweet. Miss Driscoll exclaimed enthusiastically. Now, where was I? Yes, I recently heard from my friend and she wants the artist, you, to do a whole series for a new series of children's books titled The Adventures of Freddie the Lame Frog. She also wants several pieces of artwork for some other books. Seems their regular artist had an accident, 2 broken arms. Professor Peters thinks you have great promise and wants you to take some classes to improve on your natural talent. She also has a friend in the greeting card business that you might like to contact. Wow! What else could I say? That would be great, and I said so. I just cannot find the words to express. Can it just make me proud, Carol said. Now Juliet is transferring in and she needs a place to stay. I'm a friend of her aunt, so I suggested this apartment house. As I have a very conservative reputation in this city to uphold, I can't possibly have her shacking up with a boy, now can I? No, Miss Driscoll, the girls echoed. But a pretty girl like Melody, well, that's okay. 2 girls living together, that's acceptable. You see, Melody. I got the hint real fast. Well, 8 months have passed in this, my story. Today, I mailed off 5 pieces of art for 3 different clients, shopped for dinner, brought the most precious christening gown for our soon-to-be child, and cleaned and vacuumed the apartment wearing an absolutely gorgeous black French maid's uniform. Don't want our guests to see a messy house. Right now, I've got to go put dinner in the oven, chicken cordon bleu, asparagus with a hollandaise sauce, and a nice red Chateau Margolier for my gorgeous wife and me. Tina and Juliet are coming to dinner, and Tina will be our overnight guest. Kat and I can hardly wait to see her in her present, a royal blue baby doll. Oh, that's right. See, about 3 weeks after Juliet moved in, we both realized that we had grown apart and were incompatible. Juliet moved on to date a very nice fellow at the art supply house. She's now learning the business. Since she still needed a place to stay, Juliet and Kat switched places, and I discovered a warm, loving person who accepted the real me, not the 5 foot and nearly 5 inch outside persona I carried around. Kat and I got married out of state. That was the last time I wore anything resembling masculine garb. Well, everyone has a story, a fantasy, a nightmare, or a pleasant interlude to pass a time of loneliness. I just hope that yours turns out as wonderful as mine. Please subscribe for the next part and visit my Patreon page for early access.